waiting for. Please welcome the Pelbros Podcast.
Thank you very much, audience. Thank you very much. Obviously, this is another episode of the Pelbros Podcast. Here, as always, your number one host, Ryan DW. And wait, what's that? What's that I see in the garbage? Is that someone I know?
Wow.
Is that someone I know?
That's a low blow. That's uncalled for. Didn't expect that.
Wait, isn't that where my jizz tissues are?
Terrible.
Who's that?
Yo.
Who's that? Who is that there, sir? Who is that kind man over there?
Yo, it's James. Back from my 2-week break. Back hosting the Pelbros Podcast.
Yo.
What are you up to now? Episode 5, is it?
I believe it is episode 5, actually, yeah.
1 month in, episode 5. Welcome.
Wait, is it? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, shit, it is episode 5, actually, eh? Because the last one was episode 4, now I think about it. And yeah, that's true. But yeah, obviously, James has not been here for the last 2 episodes. So on behalf of everyone listening in and, you know, all the listeners to come, you know, we want to welcome you back.
Thank you.
Another round of applause. You know, welcome back, Mr. James. How was the coronavirus, mate?
It's good. I just want to come out and dispel the fiction that I had coronavirus.
What?
Just on holiday. I was just on holiday for 2 weeks, so I'm back.
Wait, but where'd you go? Where'd you go for your holiday though? If
Japan,
you did have
Japan.
Oh, so you did get coronavirus then?
No, that's not how it works, mate. It's not how
Okay, wait. So, okay, are you telling me right now you don't have coronavirus 100%? Like, do you have proof saying to me that you don't have the coronavirus?
But there's no proof that I have it.
True, but
so I haven't been tested, and I haven't tested positive. But anyways, let's not divulge too long.
I was gonna say, yeah. So innocent until proven guilty. Apologize, sir. Apologize for the accusations.
Yeah, no, but it's good to be back. Have missed basketball. Didn't get to watch it for 2 weeks, but yeah, I'm back in it. Ready for the episode.
Yeah, a little fairy told me you've been watching it all fucking week, haven't you?
Yeah, all week. Caught all the games this week, so it makes sense because we're gonna hit up some game reviews for this week. Got four Pelican games. So lots to get into.
Oh shit! But before we get into that, some major housekeeping. All right, we got a few quick shout-outs, etc. I got to be giving out. Obviously, you guys could hear at the beginning of this podcast, we actually got a new intro, an official introduction set up by. I guess the best way to say it, I'm not gonna say his proper name, but I'll say his nickname. My boy Danny Boy. You know, representing from UK, London, is a G. You're a good bruv. But apart from that, I gotta say something, right, James? Did you realize on the Instagram, James, that we blowing up or what?
What's happening? Give me the rundown.
Oh shit, son. Yo, man. We blowing the fuck up on Instagram. That's what I could say, bro. Like I'm like posting, like you and me are posting stuff, and then all these people comment on our Instagram and like everyone's commenting, everyone's like messaging us, everyone's, you know, feeding us love, and we're loving it here at Pelbros, aren't we, James?
No, it's good. Loving the engagement, loving the likes, the follows. A lot of people actually coming out, reaching out to us, talking to us about the games. It's actually quite surprising. It's actually really good. So definitely encourage it. Find us on Instagram at Pelbros. But again, if you want to get more formal, more official, hit us up on the email, pelbrospodcast@gmail.com.
That's true. And but speaking of, you know, how we are blowing up on Instagram, just very briefly, we've got a special achievement that happened today. The date is the 7th of March. 2020. Basically what happened is that we've actually hit a milestone. We got 100 fucking followers on Instagram, so congratulations to us, James.
Yeah, round of applause.
Yeah, hey, that's what you. Yeah, round of applause. And so special shout outs to some, you know, special followers out there. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna make some shout outs, you know, because this is what we're all about, giving the love out to people. All right. So first off, I gotta give shout out to some guy called, I guess, Patrick, and at the same time, Pels Opinions. I think now his name is Time to Leave Alvin Gentry. So right?
Understandable.
So shout out to my man. He's from Australia representing. Is that? And then we got a couple other shout outs. Is that I gotta give shout outs and love to what's these guys? Jacob Findley and the other guy, Peyton LeBlanc, I think that's how you said. These two boys, they're boys from NOLA itself, right? And these guys have been hitting us up, showing us love. So, big shout out to those three guys. And a quick little shout out to there's a Korean cutie out there. She probably won't hear this, but shout out to you, girl.
Shoot your shot, mate. But no, I appreciate the love. Appreciate the love from everyone giving us the love on IG.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. Help us, guys. Jump on the Pelbros. We're blowing up because we're giving the best content there is there is to not in the world, but there is to enjoy. Wouldn't you say? I'm not bragging here, am I, James? We got some decent content, don't we?
We got some good content, but let's aim for 1,000. Let's hit that 1,000. Help us out, guys.
Hey, true. Who knows? Maybe there'll be some giveaways. People got to win some free shit, maybe. Hey.
Yeah, we've got a lot of content ideas coming up. Should be some good stuff.
Yeah, we're taking over the world one step at a time, mate. But yeah, James, mate, beautiful to have you back here. What's it called? What have you been? Before we get into these game reviews and shit, what have you been missing the most, mate, about basketball and shit? Because you've been saying, you've been without it for the last 2 weeks or so. What have you been missing the most?
Mostly missing catching the game. So I'm still caught up on all what's happening. So while I was there, still checking IG, still checking scores on ESPN, Reddit. So definitely was still keeping up, but just watching the games was probably the biggest thing I missed. Yeah. But yeah, I've pretty much had my fair share this week. Watched all games, caught up on all the games. So pretty excited to get into it and talk about the game reviews for this week.
Shit. So did you catch all of the games this week, or?
Yes, I caught all of the games. The only one I think I caught the second half of the Timberwolves game. But apart from that, the other games all of them. Yeah.
Oh, bro, lucky for you. Let's just say that about the Timberwolves game. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that probably helped me be less depressed.
Oh, okay. We'll get into that when the time comes. But hey, man. So I guess this is the time. Let's get stuck into these game reviews, son. I'm gonna chuck a little alley oop to you. Lakers vs Pelicans, mate. What are your thoughts? Obviously, we unfortunately lost. This is our own home court, River King Center. Lakers beat us 122 to 114. So yeah, alley oop to you, James. What do you want to? Any thoughts on that game, mate?
Yeah. So I guess there's a lot of hype going into this game. The last meeting of the season, but obviously there's a lot of rivalries and a lot of fandom and fanfare over the Lakers and a lot of hype. Everyone's kind of hyping up the LeBron-Zion matchup, and actually for good reason. So I want to highlight two key performances from them. Yeah. Zion, 35 points. I think that was a career high on 7 rebounds, on pretty good efficiency again. Yeah. LeBron with a triple-double and obviously getting the win. He was just unstoppable, hard to contain. But my other shout-out performance would actually have to go to D. Favors in this game. So he was huge, so he probably doesn't get enough love amongst everyone else, considering we have so many young stars, so many popular young stars. But D. Faves was legit this game. 12 points, 14 rebounds, 9 of those being offensive rebounds. So he was actually huge for us and kept us in the game really early on. So he doesn't really see minutes towards the end of the game, which kind of sucks. But all game, start of the game, he was grabbing boards for us, so it was really good. But overall, again, this was a pretty tough game to watch, a tough game to lose, considering that
no AD.
Exactly, and there's a high chance that we felt confident that we could take this one, especially it's a home game. We're coming off a couple wins, feeling good, feeling like the team was meshing. Like you mentioned, no AD, but man, BI was cold this game. The whole team was kind of cold from 3. So I think that was what kind of prevented us from getting the win. So BI only had 15 points on 5 of 23 shooting.
Yeah. And
then overall, the team... So JJ Redick was out this game, and I think that was sorely missed.
He's out for the next 2 weeks, actually, too. I think maybe now 1 week from today's recording, though. But,
it's quite underrated how important he is to this team, but 7 for 32 from 3-point as a team is just really not good enough. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get the win. It was a pretty close game, but you can see the differences when it comes to us missing 25 of our 3-point shots. But yeah, that was my thoughts. Any thoughts from yourself?
I mean, because you giving love to D Faves, you giving love to not really BI, but BI 1 for 9, bro, from 3, son. Apart from that though, you're giving love to Zion and shit. I gotta give some love to Lonzo. Obviously, Lonzo 9 boards and 9 assists too. Just and 19 points, bro. Like, Zo has been playing for us, right? Like, not even just this Lakers game, but this entire week, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he's been amazing. He's actually been one of probably our best player. Gave him a bit of a shout out on
that is true.
on
Yeah.
IG.
We could officially say that. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Like, let's check this on the Instagram right now. Like, quick little, because this is the Zoe Appreciation Week on the Pelbros podcast and the IG too. Yo, another quick shout out to Lonzo. Yo, love from Sydney, right?
Hells yeah, he's actually been our best player this week, like we mentioned. But yeah, definitely respect what he's doing out there, playing aggressive, playing with confidence.
Yeah, that's the thing. This guy almost gave us a triple-double against the Lakers, 19, 9, and 9. So, good. Like, that's what I can say. I just want to give a specific, special shout-out to Lonzo, because this is the appreciation week for Mr. Ball. Imagine that. Your last name is Ball.
Works out pretty well.
Yeah. Hey, James Ball. Ryan Ball.
Nah, it doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, it doesn't have it actually doesn't have the same ring to it, eh? Yeah. Ryanzo Ball.
Yeah, but I guess just overall with this game, returning back to the review,
Yeah.
I think this game came down to us missing our threes and then also not being able to stop LeBron James. So I think one of our weaknesses at the moment is defense, and specifically defense against big athletic wings, especially forwards and small forwards. We just had no one who could defend LeBron. So we had a lot of one-on-one mismatches. We put Hart on him. We put Drew on him. Couldn't stop him. So we just need to be better with our help defense, coming sooner to sort of trap and double team, and then also making sure that we don't leave guys wide open on three. So like I mentioned, we're really missing JJ, and I think it really came down to those two components of us missing our threes and then being unable to defend LeBron. But the biggest thing I think also was just the fourth quarter, us being unclutch.
Yeah, I was
you'll probably hear us saying that a lot.
Yeah,
especially throughout this week. Yeah, this entire week.
That's like the theme of this week, bro.
Yeah, we just had no one who could take over in that fourth quarter, and we stopped matching them bucket for bucket because we started missing some shots, but then we also weren't being able to get stops on our end. And then LeBron James, what more can I say?
Yeah, LeBron James, 34 points, 13 assists, and 12 boards. So although Lonzo got almost a triple-double, LeBron James got a fucking triple-double and more, like 34 plus points, right? Damn, son.
Yeah, I feel like he just comes out and has to show us. He has to show us up, especially without AD, but I feel like he has to also prove to AD almost like, I'm gonna fucking smash your old team.
Yeah,
it's almost like a grudge or like a vengeance kind of thing.
No, it's dude. Obviously, LeBron James and AD, they're like lovers and shit. So he's just like, oh, look at what I'm doing for you. Like it's like a romantic gesture. Like, oh, Anthony Davis, we're gonna win our championship together. Run away with me.
It actually feels like that since they're
They're like, oh, LeBron.
They're like bros or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the game. Unfortunate loss. Any betting experiences with this one?
Oh. Why did you have to bring that up? I totally forgot about
I won't bring it up there.
No. Okay, no, because this is a good story. People should be learning from me. Okay, like, hi guys, I'm Ryan DW. I'm a gambling addict. Okay, I have a gambling addiction. So nice. Okay, I'm retired now. But back in my days, I did put a bet on Lakers. Because AD was out, I was like, "Yo, boys, we're gonna win this. We ain't getting swept by these guys, right?" So I was like, "Yeah, I put a little cheeky bet that did not hit." And listen, all I say is that I put bets on this week, and we'll just continue about that. But let's just say after the Lakers won, I was upset because exactly what you said. We were unclutch,
Yeah, close game, but couldn't get the dub.
Yeah, so I guess that's what happened with the Lakers game, man. Should we talk about the most depressing game of this entire week?
Yeah, so second game of this week, Timberwolves versus the Pelicans, also at Smoothie King Center, so another home game. Where do we even start?
So we lost this game, 139 to 134, right?
Yes, obviously this was an important game for our playoff hopes. Well, this is the game that we should have won. We've got to take out the teams that are non-contending in this one. Obviously, the loss, some key performances out of that loss, however, was Drew had a triple-double this game. So 27 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists on 10 of 16 shooting. So although it was a loss, awesome for my fantasy team. The other one being Lonzo, again, scraping triple-double, he's filling up the stat sheet, but 26 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, on 7 of 10 shooting from 3, which is massive.
Yeah, boy.
Especially with JJ still out. And then the last one has to go to the Timberwolves, Malik Beasley. So this guy, I haven't heard of him before this season, but he started playing pretty well for, I think Denver it was, and then he went through the trade and landed at the Timberwolves, but 28 points on 11 of 13 shooting. So we just could not stop him. 4 or 5 from 3 as well. So shout out to Beasley on that end. But Ryan, did you catch the game? What are your thoughts on it?
I did catch the game. I did catch the game, unfortunately, mate. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, at first I was like, "Oh, sweet, this is sick." You know, this is gonna be like easy. Like, we'll just pump these guys. You know, and that's the thing. We were like, I have no idea how we lost this. You know what I mean? Like, as in, we were like pumping these guys throughout the entire game, right? It was obvious that we were above these guys in terms of skill or whatever you want to call it, right? Anyways, though. Somehow, you know, obviously it's the Pelicans, right? And number one thing about Pelicans is you're going to get disappointed. So that's kind of what happened. We just couldn't, like, somehow we just lost the game got away from us in the fourth, you know? No one stepped up, I guess. And because the worst part of it all is that, yeah, this is the week, man. We couldn't get the win against the Lakers. This is the beginning game. Like, the Tim's game is the beginning game of a back-to-back. Like, the day after is you got to verse the Mavericks, right? So this would be the easiest one to win. This is the Timberwolves we're talking about, guys. And there's no Karl Anthony Towns, man. Like,
yeah, this felt like a must-win.
Yeah,
we're gonna win the game.
As if, right? As if. So yeah, and that's what I thought. As I put a fucking bet on. Fucking there you go, bro. There you go. As if, right? And what do the Pels want to do, right? 139 to 134. So with all that, like, taste, like, foul taste in my mouth, bro, obviously, you know, I do have to say, like I was saying on our Insta story and shit, you know, I was on a bit of maybe suicide hotline for like suicide watch for like an hour or so after the game. But after that, you know, I thought about life. I was like, you know, how much more there is to live for, etc., etc. And I'm happy to say that I'm not only a reformed gambling addict, I'm also a reformed alcoholic and now a reformed non-depressed person.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. So I just want to say, like, although the Timberwolves game was a very, very huge negative for us in terms of this week's games, it was almost a blessing in disguise, you know, because now look at me, I'm having to reflect and become a better person, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like there's only ways up from here for you.
Not only for me, bro, but for all of us, right?
Yeah. But anyways, talking about what happened in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Like you mentioned, that fourth quarter was just frustrating to watch. So I think we were going back and forth, tit for tat for all 3 quarters. But I think defense was the biggest component of this game where we just struggled. We just couldn't stop their buckets, and I think it was almost that's why 2 teams combined almost put up 280 points by end of the game. But throughout for 3 quarters, we were pretty much matching fairly well. But overall in the fourth quarter, like you mentioned, no one stepped up. No one sort of took over and became the man. And then we just lost those offensive buckets and we couldn't get stops. But overall, I think those two components let us down in this game, and that was our defense, quite simply. And then also our bench production was just not good enough. So, you know, I hate to kind of call out guys, but Etwan,
hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Etwan was 1 of 7 from the field. Frank Jackson was 1 of 4. Hart was 5 of 13. Melly was 2 of 6. So that's just not good enough, especially when we're playing a pretty tight rotation of guys with JJ being out. So those 4 guys just didn't turn up this game. So yeah, overall pretty sad, depressing loss. Definitely a game we should have won and we could have won. But yeah, just need to work on that defense. Yeah,
it's exactly what I was going to say. Like, the defense is ultimately the decider of this game because, yeah, this is like a very fast-paced game, like high-scoring game, right? That's why at the beginning it was like, yeah, this is really fun to watch, like the first like quarter or 2, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy, like pumping by the Pelicans, and then obviously later on it transitioned into, okay, should I just hang myself or should I do a bullet? like what's the best way to what's the best way to go, guys? It's, you know, but Hey, what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? Like that is all the fun of being in the Pelicans fan base, isn't it? Like we live for these moments. Technically, I feel like okay, if I wanted like an easier team to support, I would be a Golden State Warrior. Okay, maybe not right now,
Not
but
this season, no.
yeah, but during that bandwagon season, maybe like right now, if for this year, maybe it'd be a bandwagon. Milwaukee Bucks. That doesn't really exist. Just. Okay, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. I'm trying to say I'd be a bandwagon Lakers fan, all right?
Yeah, you'd be a Lakers or a Clippers fan, something like that. If you didn't enjoy a bit of pain.
Exactly, pain and suffering, and that's what it's all about. Because if anything, it just makes it so that end result of us finally achieving that playoff goal is even sweeter. So it's cool. It's cool. Like I understand we're still gonna get there. Because I'm not gonna talk about it, but we did have a very good day today in terms of the NBA. But we'll talk about that later. James, mate, what I'm gonna do is just so I can fill in the listeners in on too. So with these podcasts, I've been wanting to like smoke a cigarette, like a diary, we call it in Australia, during this podcast, because I always just like talk better with a ciggy. So, like I said, I'm gonna light one up, James, and I'll let you take the mic away from my ass.
Yeah, go for it. But we'll move on to the next game of this week, third game, Pelicans versus Mavericks away. So at the American Airlines Center, which is the Mavericks home game, another loss. So
don't tell me another one.
This week was all about taking
another
L's
one
and learning how to cope with L's. So
and then have a back-to-back too, right?
Yeah, this was the second game of a back-to-back. Pelicans 123 to the Mavericks 127. So super close game. Great atmosphere. Just felt like a playoff vibe. Just constant clutch buckets back and forth. Good defense from both teams. Some key performances I want to highlight again. BI was on 27 points, 11-22 shooting, so bouncing back from the previous two games. The Lakers game. But he actually fouled out in the end, which sort of cost us.
Oh, yeah, true. In the OT.
Because we went into OT.
Yeah.
And then secondly, Lonzo with 25 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, so another huge game. 7 from 11 from the three-point line, which was again massive. And then lastly, Frank Jackson, 12 points on the bench, easily the best player on the bench, coming off the bench this game, and much needed because the other guys were still struggling. And we need our whole bench to kind of step up and fill in those minutes where our starters aren't on. And then lastly, Luka, triple-double, too easy for him, 30 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, and a whole bunch of clutch plays in the fourth and OT. He just really took over and we just couldn't stop.
Yo, let's not forget about KP, Mr. Porzingis.
Oh yeah, definitely KP as well.
Beautiful defense on Zion, these guys, right? Porzingis, I think Kleber was getting into it too, etc.
Yeah, Maxi Kleber had. I may as well shout him out. Yeah, he had 5 blocks on Zion.
Oof.
Porzingis had a few as well. Zion he was kind of forcing shots, but he still got his buckets. Didn't obviously score as efficiently as he has previously, but they just made his life difficult in the paint. Just double team every time he got the ball, posting him up strongly, keeping up with his footwork. It's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah,
so definitely shout out to those guys. But
yeah, Porzingis actually got 34 points and 12 boards too, bro. So he had quite a decent performance too, man. He's been killing it lately for the Mavs, bro.
He's been killing it. He's been helping out my fantasy team. So shout out to Porzingis.
Oh, right.
No,
you've got everyone on your fantasy team, it seems.
I drafted a good team, so.
But you probably had like a really bad early start to the season, but it's picking up.
I was ready to trade him early in the season, so hope he's not listening. But anyways, yeah, I was gonna trade your ass.
Yeah, he's like some European guy, like, oh fuck you, you try to trade me?
He's gonna call his boys. European boys.
Yeah, bro, you gotta get stabbed
or something. Latvian.
Yeah, he's Latvian. Yeah. Oh wait, is he? No. Is Luka Latvian? Oh, bro!
All right, let's not.
I feel like a racist now.
Let's not get it wrong and have to correct ourselves.
Yeah, like he's just a European dude. All right, we can't go to jail for that.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, like I mentioned, this game was close. It felt like a playoff atmosphere. Everyone was going back and forth. But two things I thought clearly hurt us were we just gave a lot of open 3-pointers to the Dallas Mavericks, namely Seth Curry and DeLon Wright. So Curry shot 6 of 9 from 3-point for a total of 21 points. So, I mean, who's the real Curry here?
Hey.
Steph or Seth? And then DeLon Wright went 3 of 4 from the 3-point line. And apparently he's a really bad 3-point shooter, so that makes it even worse.
That's true.
So overall, just giving up. Again, I think defense is what we're going to talk about all week.
Yeah.
But we just struggled on defense.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, about this. Yeah. And also the other thing, the main thing is being unclutch, right? So, okay, because we could have won this game. It's good that we got into it by somehow, some miracle. We're not even talking about the main thing about this game, bro, which was obviously Mr. Nicola Mele from Italia. Bro, this man was, 0 for 6? I think, I believe it was 0 for 6. From the 3-point line the entire game, right? Entire game, we kept on trying to feed this man. He just kept, but with Melly, you keep on chucking to him. It's eventually going to fall, right? And, bro, 6 3 points the entire game, 4 quarters, right? He hit jack shit, nothing. He was on 0 points. He got, okay, and in our last ever play, right? We
regulation.
Of regulation. We chucked this guy the ball, it ran in the corner, from Melly from 3, and they fooled it like a replay to check he was behind the line, bro. My G, he got that in, bro. What a clutch play. And that was his only points of the entire game. How amazing is that?
It's actually ridiculous.
How amazing is that, right? Like, this motherfucker, bro. That's what I can say about that guy.
He literally just, forgot how to play all game, except for that one shot. So definitely shout out, respect. Kept us in the game.
Yeah.
Kept me thinking that we had a chance. But again, we were just OT. We went unclutch. Do I even have to say, Luka just took over. He was doing everything. He was hitting step-back threes. There was one play where he broke Drew's ankles and then kicked it out to Kleber, who then shot the 3, missed it, but then it was actually Doncic who tipped it out for an offensive rebound. He was crazy. He was everywhere. And then obviously BI fouled out, so we didn't have that kind of clutch offensive player we wanted to take over during the OT.
Yeah, man. But yeah, the thing is though, overall, I was happy. Not necessarily happy, but I didn't care that much that we'd lost this game because I was just like, dude, this is the end of a back-to-back, and this is a good team, Dallas. This is unlikely to happen. However, despite my rationality talking right now, I still did put on a bet, and this is exactly where. Okay, I'm gonna say it, guys.
It's not a good way for you.
Yeah. I've deleted my betting apps off my phone and shit. I'm actually gone cold turkey for at least for the next month, so because it's just been a bad week in the Pelbros inner circle, I don't want to talk too much about that because membership is very, very exclusive and highly priced, but let's just say it has been a bad week. However, we do have strong weeks, but you've got to be smart here. I don't want to go broke here, so I gotta gamble responsibly, guys. You gotta know when to stop. All right, you gotta know when to stop. That's what I want to say.
That's good to hear, man. Financial responsibility. That's important.
Yeah. But apart from that, though, I wasn't too bummed to lose this game because I wasn't expecting us to necessarily win it, and overall, it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game
to
watch.
I actually found this game quite entertaining to watch. We lost, but we were within 4 points. We pushed into OT. I'm pretty proud of our effort out there.
Yeah, we did quite well, man. We did quite well. So, and that's the thing. Exactly like you said, there's a little playoff vibe kind of situation because Dallas, obviously, a plus 500 team, and we still gave them a pretty decent run for their money, mate. So there's nothing to be, ashamed of here with this game. In fact, I'm very happy about this game's performance. Obviously, I would love to have taken a W, but hey, we'll get them next time, innit?
Yeah, completely agree. So moving on to the last game of this week that occurred today.
That we just watched.
Miami Heat versus Pelicans at home, Smoothie King Center. Got the dub, baby. 110, Pelicans 110 to the Heat 104 to cap off a pretty miserable week. Had a good performance coming through from the team. Just want to highlight Josh Hart. Happy birthday to him, but also probably one of the best performances I've seen from him this season. 19 points, 12 rebounds, a massively clutch 3 where we really needed it. So definitely shout out to him. He earned his minutes. He's been playing a bit not great recently, both on offensive and defense, but I think he just definitely showed up today. And then secondly, Talonzo, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Again, skimming that triple-double, almost there. He's been crazy. He's been so good, like we mentioned. And then lastly, Duncan Robinson was about to end our franchise.
Yeah.
8 from 14 from the 3-point for 24 points. He only shot threes basically, and he only hit threes. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
And it's quite funny with that though, because you mentioned that in their entire team of the Heat, like Miami Heat, the only person, like only Duncan Robinson was shooting threes for them the entire time. Like other people had attempted, but no one was making them. The only other person that, because overall Miami Heat made 9 3-pointers, right? Duncan Robinson got 8 of those. The only one other person that hit a 3 was none other than yours truly, Solomon Hill.
Revenge. He's coming for revenge.
Revenge. He's coming for revenge, mate. Like, you guys didn't appreciate my contract. You guys didn't appreciate me when I was there. But no,
it had to be him that hit it as well. How depressing.
Yeah. No, but shout out to him because, you know, at the end of the day we won, so I'm cool with that. But shout out to him because, because, you know, he was in our team, and because as much as everyone was like fire Gentry, everyone was like, bro, like, what the fuck is Solomon? Like, bench Solomon Hill, like trade Solo.
Contract to sit on the bench.
Yeah. Like trade Solo, etc. So, but it's good for him. What happened is that he played some decent minutes for Memphis, and look at Memphis. You know, currently are they still in the AFC right now? But even if they don't make the playoffs, Memphis had a really good season this season, right? And then after that, he's been traded to a playoff team in Miami, right? With Andre Iguodala too.
Yeah, and we got Zion, so it all works out.
Yeah, and speaking about Zion, and I was talking about Jay Crowder, that's actually what happened today. Because we're talking about Zion, this like big ass beast, you know, boy, half man, half what do you call it? Like tank engine? I don't even know, right? This guy's a beast. Basically, my boy, as he's trying to get a 3-point play for us, what's it called? He elbowed Jay Crowder right in the freaking like face or something, bro. Jay Crowder got KO'd. No, he didn't actually get KO'd, but he was on the ground and like going for like ages. And yeah, he had to go to the locker room, and he did not make a return this game. So let's hope that Jay Crowder is still gonna be with us for the like, you know, post this game. Like, let's hope that he's not dead. But yeah, it's quite interesting that Zion is knocking people the fuck out, really.
Literally KOing people.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back on what you mentioned about the shooting, how Miami only hit 9 3-pointers, 8 being from Duncan and then 1 from Solo Hill. They were terrible from the 3-point. I mean, both teams were shot poorly, but 9 for 33 from the 3-point line for 27%. The Pels only shot 14 for 38 from the 3, but came up with some two clutch buckets, one from BI and one from Hart to kind of seal the deal. But overall, I don't think both teams did themselves any favors. Both shot in the 40% range of field goal percentage. And then that free throws were terrible from both teams. 67% from the Miami Heat and then 71% from the Pels. So poor shooting game, but I mean, we led them by 19 at one point. We were pretty much sitting around a 15-point lead all 3 quarters. And then, again, recurring theme of this week. Not just this week, of the Pelicans franchise. Unclutchness. Yeah. Man, that 4th quarter I was sweating buckets and getting like stress and heart rate.
Because we've already lost 3 this week, bro. We can't lose another one. Come on, guys.
Yeah, this would have been a very somber episode if we went in with another L.
Yeah.
But, yeah, in the 4th quarter, things kind of broke down. We kind of lost it on defense a bit. We didn't have someone who... we kind of lost our offense early in the 4th quarter, where we were just... I don't know what we're doing. Just unclutchness again. No one really took over. But yeah, I think overall we had a much better start to this game. And that showed in the fact that we had a lead for the 3 quarters. But it comes down to just being clutch and maintaining that lead. Playing good defense. And in saying that, I think Miami actually played Zion pretty well on defense. They had Bam and Derrick Jones Jr. playing on him, and they were actually kind of good at containing him. And then also BI, he was cold all game. He was...
Yeah.
What did he go for?
He ended up 4 for 20, bro. How sick is that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
On a win, too.
And he was 2 for 17 at one point. So he was pretty much ice cold all game until he decided to take those clutch shots in the end of the game. And obviously that clutch bucket from Hart definitely helped us. But yeah, Ryan, any more thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, just touching on BI again. Specifically, I wanted to talk about that. basically, yeah, BI was cold as shit, I guess, like and not in a good way throughout this entire game, especially from three. Right, I think at one point of the game he was 0 for 6 from the three. However, this is so I'm gonna try see if I can get this specific snippet, but this was like a mad play that I want to mention. So basically, I can't remember how it went, but maybe someone missed a shot. I can't remember who it was, but Drew Holiday comes in for like the clutch, dive hustle play, like rebound, right? Dishes it out to I think Zoe. And then Zoe dishes it out to BI, obviously my boy, and obviously keep in mind BI is 0 from 6 at 3-point at this point. BI gets given the ball, he throws it, and bang. That's a bucket right there. And then so BI ended up getting 1 for 7. So that's not only a shout out to BI for that, for getting back in the room, but that's more so a shout out even to what's called Lonzo, right? Because Lonzo's just been killing it. And he's seeing that his boy, his man, is being called and stuff, but hey, he's still sharing him the ball. And eventually that paid off because not only did BI get the confidence to get that first 3-pointer, but yeah, he had the confidence for a few clutch shots later on down the stretch. Obviously, you're talking about Josh Hart's clutch, what's it called, 3-point, was it? Yeah, like 3-point later on. But at the same time, BI also made like a few clutch plays for us, mate, in the last few minutes, innit? And that led us to a win.
Yeah, so finally got the win. Basically cheering, celebrating. But definitely two things we could work on from this game would be we had a lot of foul trouble, which really cost us some easy opportunities for Miami, but they struggled to convert. So shout out to Miami. And then again, defense and unclutchness in the fourth. So again, recurring themes of this week, and hopefully that's something we can work on into next week. But off the back of that win, a couple other things happened around the league that really benefited us. So overall, this was pretty much the New Orleans Pelicans' best outcome, or best possible outcome for the day. That being that the Spurs took an L to the Nets earlier in the day. The Grizzlies also lost to the Mavericks, took a heavy beating from them, and then lastly
heavy beating.
What was the other team? I've lost track. Oh, sorry, the Blazers. The Blazers lost to the Suns.
Yeah,
so,
boy.
Overall, essentially, we got the win, but all other contending teams for the 8th took an L. And also Sacramento Kings lost yesterday as well. And we'll touch on that a bit later. But yeah, just a great day for the Pelicans, keeping our playoffs hopes alive. We definitely think we still think that we can get there. That's for sure.
Yeah, because obviously before we were at the 11th seed, and then earlier on this week we were the 9th seed, and then we dropped all the way down to the 12th seed. But then after today's game and everything happening, the way it did, we're back on the 11th seed. But here's the best part: Portland and Sacramento, who are I guess both on the 9th seed, because they're both 21 games behind, we're actually just a half game behind Portland and Sacramento. So that's pretty sick, man. Like one game, and like we could still be in the 9th seed very, very easily. And then with that, try to slide back into the 8th seed. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we need Memphis to lose a couple here and there, though, don't we?
Yeah. So another massive part. So should we just get into the next couple games, or the next? Next week's games?
We should definitely look at the schedule, mate.
Because a massive thing I want to highlight, actually, and I'm highlighting in the broadcast today, was that our schedule, I think the next 5 out of 10 or so games, we're actually playing teams that are competing for that 8th seed. So in the next couple weeks, we're actually going to see Sacramento twice, San Antonio Spurs twice, and the Memphis Grizzlies twice. So that's actually massive. So we actually have these teams that we're competing with that are all going for the 8th
games, yeah.
And we need to be able to beat them. And we have beaten most of them in the past. I think the Spurs are the one that's going to be the tricky one to beat. But yeah, that kind of gives us a positive outlook in terms of, again, like we mentioned in the previous episodes, our schedule is one of the easier ones in the league. And then also this is our opportunity to beat the teams that we need to essentially hop or pass on the ladder.
Yeah.
But looking at next week's games, so we're playing Minnesota on Sunday.
Revenge game.
Followed by the Kings. the Jazz, and then the Clippers. So those are the next 4 games that we'll probably be touching on in the next episode. Ryan, any games that you wanted to highlight out of those 4?
Okay, so obviously, like, I just want to briefly say that Timberwolves, we have to win that one, guys. That should be like a revenge. Like, it shouldn't even be a revenge game, but it's become a revenge game now. Like, please, not only win that, but win the shit out of that. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I need justice for the level of sadness and sorrow I felt earlier this week.
You
right?
want to inflict pain onto them.
Yeah. They need to feel.
They
need it. Yeah. Like, I'll even like let them have the lead for a bit. Like, make them feel like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna win, yeah. And then bang, just take it away from them. Like, completely destroy them. But I just want to briefly talk about Tim's, I guess there. But the main one I want to talk about is obviously the Kings. But before I get into that, Jazz and the Clippers. Those will be interesting games. We've beat the Clippers before, but we've also lost to them before. Same with Jazz. I feel as if we can definitely beat the Jazz. But the Clippers is on a back-to-back at the end of a back-to-back after the Jazz game. So I'm not too sure about that. I just want to say though, before we maybe go into more detail with the Kings game, what's your prediction in terms of our record for the next 4 games? So the first game Timberwolves, next Kings, and then the back-to-back of Jazz and Clippers. What is your out of 4? What do you reckon we're going to go, mate?
I'm going to say we go 3-1 next week.
Whee!
3 wins, 1 loss. And I'll say we beat the Timberwolves. We better beat the Timberwolves. We'll beat the Jazz. We'll beat the Kings.
Yeah.
We'll beat the Jazz. And I think the Clippers is the one that we'll lose to.
And that's out of back-to-back too, so yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Mostly because second game of back-to-back. The Clippers are hot right now. They're on a 6-game winning streak and they're playing really well. So I don't like our chances there too much. But I'm confident in the other 3 that we can get the win. So 3 of 1, and I think that would sit us very comfortably.
Yeah, you know what? Although as much as I want to be like a full, like risky person, because you know how I've retired from gambling, but I still have that need to like satisfy that urge, like, oh bro, go for it. And because of that, I really want to say 4-0, like we're gonna beat Clippers, But with that, I'm like, no, Ryan, come on, let's settle down, let's be like rational here, And I do have to agree with you, Mr. James, in the fact that probably a safe prediction is to say we're probably gonna go 3 for 1 for these next games, taking our L to Clippers, but take the L, I don't mind.
Yeah, definitely. So, as long as we get that win against the Kings, I think I've been using this phrase a lot, but I think it's just a must-win game.
Pretty much everything's a fucking must-win game at this point.
I mean, we've lost almost 10 or 9 games. Like it's in our record-wise. I think we're 27 and 35 nowadays, or 36. Every game is pretty much a must-win. But yeah, did you want to touch more on the matchup with the Sacramento Kings?
So Sacramento Kings, I guess, very briefly, just looking on the ESPN app, sponsored by ESPN. Anyways,
we wish.
No, we're not advertising friendly enough. Anyways, so I just want to talk quickly about the injury reports. Just obviously mentioning that JJ Redick is still out, unfortunately, but more so to the Kings game. So I just want to on the Kings side of things, I just want to say that. Can you hear those sirens, by the way?
Yeah, I can. It's pretty loud.
Oh, bro, sorry. I'm in the ghetto. What can I do? You know what I mean? Like, I've got like, helicopters. Okay, let's not even talk about that. Anyways, though, so the Kings, probably someone that I was watching like last season, who I was really like, oh shit, this guy's going to be a problem. Marvin Bagley the third. Obviously he's been like injured this season, so he ain't going to be here. So I feel as if that will be the kind of thing that helps the Pelicans, in which because of that piece being missing, Sacramento isn't going to make the playoffs this season. However, if Marvin Bagley was with them this entire season, because as I'm saying this to not give disrespect to Sacramento, like they're a scary team, especially if they got Marvin Bagley. But yeah, man, apart from that, I just want to talk about that. Obviously, what's it called? You're quite a big fan of De'Aaron Fox, aren't you, James?
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox is definitely one of my favorite players. He's on my fantasy team as well, so shout out. He's been balling out.
You got everyone on your freaking fantasy team.
I've got players I like, so I've definitely got to shout him out. But he's been balling out. He's been pretty crazy lately. The only thing I'd say about that is I definitely think Marvin Bagley could elevate them to like another level, but at the same time, he's been so injured this season that they've pretty much haven't even played with him. He basically comes back from like a foot injury and then goes and injures something else. He's actually made of glass, so I mean, I do like him. I hope that he has a healthy, well-rounded career. So definitely wish that he comes back soon. But man, it kind of sucks to be a Kings fan considering they drafted him instead of Luka. But yeah, sorry, I went off topic. But man, De'Aaron Fox definitely my boy. He's going to be a star. Kings have been playing well. So the Kings they've before yesterday's game where they took the L, they actually had the best record since the All-Star break, or 6-1. So definitely can't underrate them. But honestly, looking at the matchup, I do feel like with Bagley out, I think Richaun Holmes is out at the moment. I don't know if he's coming back. I think he's coming back soon, but don't know if it will be for the Pelicans game. For me, I think the Pels will win comfortably.
That's what I like to hear, boy. And someone that we should be mentioning, though, which is quite interesting to talk about, Buddy Hield, because he's obviously on the Kings. And what's it called? We're the ones that drafted him and traded him for Boogie Cousins, isn't it? So did you hear those rumors going around maybe social media or some shit that people are saying? I think maybe Buddy Hield was saying like, yeah, he doesn't mind being like traded to a team where it's like these guys are gonna actually try and make the playoffs, and that's why he was considering. Like I don't know if this is how true this is, but he was open to the idea of returning to New Orleans. Did you hear anything about that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay, but let's imagine that's even like a rumor that is true. What would you have to say about that, mate? In terms of working, I mean, obviously his contract will be a bit of but apart from that though, like what do you think about Buddy Hield returning to New Orleans?
Yeah, he's a bit expensive at the moment. I think he demanded some money over the off season, but if he's happy to take a bench role, I'm happy to take him back. I'll take him back with welcome arms. I was pretty hard on him when we did draft him. He didn't pan out too well in New Orleans, but I think that really was just based on time. He just needed a lot more time to kind of get NBA ready and find his shot. But I'm pretty happy to welcome him back. But in my opinion, he's better off the bench. So I know for the Kings, he was a starter for quite a lot of the season, but ever since a couple of months ago or weeks ago, he's actually been moved to the bench. But ironically, the Kings, I read a stat that the Kings are actually, they got a pretty good record ever since he's moved to the bench. I don't know what the exact number was, but overall, I think he's a better guy producing off the bench. You know, he doesn't.
Oh no, I've seen that stat too. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't need to play against starters. I don't feel like he needs to be too ball dominant. He kind of just needs to get shots up. For me, I'd welcome him as long as he's willing to take a bench role. I can't see him starting on our roster. Our roster's way too stacked. Our starting roster's too stacked.
Yeah.
What about you? What are your thoughts?
No, honestly, I don't have much to say. It's just like, yeah, I mean, he shoots threes pretty cool, so I'm cool with that. But at the same time, we already got JJ and shit. So, like, sure, and at the same time, like I said, the contract, he's quite expensive, bro. And we would have to pay like BI, right, coming up. So I'd rather not try have him here. Rather, I'd honestly have. As much as I love DFAs, I'd love to see what we could get for on a center position. You know what I mean? Like to go with our start, like to have the starting five as elite as possible.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure the contracts would work out anyway. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on that matchup?
No, man. All it is just like, yeah, come on, guys. Like, because obviously Sacramento is right now they're currently ahead of us by only half a game. So obviously Sacramento is also one of the teams that are in the playoff race. So we need to win this not only because we need to win games, but because more than anything, these guys, like we're versing these guys right now. So if we can take a win from these guys, that's even more important. And yeah, man, like honestly, that's like all I can say is just let's not lose this. Like please, I don't need more. Like I've already gone through enough in my lifetime. You know what I mean? I've gone through a lot of highs, a lot of lows. And this week was a big low, guys. And I really don't need that shit in my life. So please, Pelicans, Mr. Gentry, Mr. whoever is listening, please, guys, just can we please not lose to the Kings? Please. Like, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get you. That will be, again, I use that word a lot, must-win game.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely kind of wrapping up, I think we both agreed that we'll go 3-1 for next week's game.
Yeah, play.
So, yeah, hopefully our next episode we come back and we're all smiles and all cheery and celebrating wins.
That's what I like to hear, man. Wait, like, so obviously, yeah. I guess we're coming to the end of this Mr. Episode. What was it? Episode 5, right?
Yeah, episode 5.
Of the Pelbros Podcast. And where can you find us again?
You can find us on IG at
Yo,
Pelbros. Pretty simple.
Blowing up, 103 followers as of right now, yo, and counting. We're blowing up.
But if you want to give us an email, feedback, or any business inquiries, anything a bit more formal, pelbrospodcast@gmail.com. Definitely welcome any emails. Definitely give us feedback. I think that's the one thing that we kind of asking around for.
Yeah,
we're doing our own kind of self-reflection and our own feedback. But yeah, definitely hit us up, even for questions or any discussions on Pelicans games.
Yeah, even if you guys want to talk about the game and shit, honestly, because that's how we've got like a bunch, not a bunch, but we've got a few people, a few loyal fans just, hitting us up in the DMs on Instagram, just asking about, hey, what do you think about this game? And, obviously we had a really bad week this game, so a lot of us was just like making sure we don't kill each we don't kill,
supporting each other.
Group, yeah,
we're looking out for each other.
Yeah, we're looking like suicide watch, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so, but yeah, man, otherwise, apart from that, it's been freaking sick. Obviously I made some shout outs at the beginning, but this one I'm not going to put up on the IG specific, but this is a few shout outs I've been forgetting to mention myself. Obviously we've already mentioned Tubbs before, but the main one I got to give a big shout out. I know you're probably listening in right now. You know who it is, player SJ. You know what I mean? I got to give some love to my boy SJ listening in. I see you, player. Don't think I don't see you. But yeah, apart from that, shout out to my mom, I guess, and yeah, that's it.
Shout out to your mom. Nice. Hope she's listening.
Yeah. Bro, I get my ass whooped. Eh?
Yeah, we need another listener. Eh? Just don't swear.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah, we do need some more listeners. So yeah, guys, if you, like, not only do we need more listeners, we need to know who is listening to us, if anything. So guys, please hit us up. IG, emails, whatever, what you need, holler at us. You can find us on, obviously, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Deezer, and, probably something that we're going to start pushing major time, big league, YouTube too. So guys, holler at us. We are Pelbros, and we'd like to increase the number of bros in the Pelbros, right?
Definitely. No, check us out on all those channels. Thanks for listening to this one. So hopefully catch you on the next one. I think we'll probably be back here probably next week, Saturday, chatting those games that we just reviewed. Sorry, that we just previewed.
That is true, sir. And so obviously before we sign out, it's, like I said, I'm very happy to have you here again with us, Mr. James, with the coronavirus and shit.
It's good to be back.
You're still in quarantine a little. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've actually had a face mask on this entire episode. I just want to say, James, mate, how do you feel? How do you feel back? You just did your your first episode back. How are you feeling, mate?
Shaking off some rust, but we'll figure it out. We'll definitely get back into the groove.
All right, but apart from that, though, you still, you're feeling good, though, right? Overall, it's a positive experience. Like you've left recording this episode a better man than before, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful news to hear, sir. So I guess, by all means, shall we say goodbye to these listeners?
Yeah. Pelbros checking out.
All right. Yeah. Later, guys. Peace.
Laters.
See ya.
Laters.
See ya.
Laters.
See ya.